Hello everyone. This is my real English test that taken on the 7th November of 2023. On that day, I got the overall score is 120, but I got the production mark score is 95. And now I will do the practice test. This is the practice test. Uh, the screen show my score in the real test. And now I will do the practice test free of Duolingo the English test. Now join with me. Okay.
What do you want to be?
What do you want to be?
What do you want to be?
Okay. Airport. Businessman itself start tire chess and hockey farm country is okay. Be careful with this type of exercise because you will see the word with the wrong spelling. Okay, I think that's okay now. The booking. I just work with musical acts such as singers and bands to arrange the concerts. So the booking agent is responsible for finding appropriate places to perform and negotiating contracts. They may also provide other services such as helping the performance to find a rehearsal space or promoting the show to the most booking agents are music industry professionals with years of experience in the business. The shows to the okay. Picture is two bicycles and another by the street. One bicycle always This has resulted in loss of genetic diversity and biodiversity as a whole.
The scientists discussed the new theory at a conference. The scientists discussed the new theory at a conference. The scientists discussed the new theory at a conference.
Hence, it cannot account for the correct or incorrect application of a name. It involves the scope of promoting an object based on real world Adam. Feasible, dismiss, verify. To do this type of exercise, I highly recommend you read as much as book as possible. Because if you read books and magazines and novels, you will find so many English words. Revise. This kind of exercise, I think is quite difficult.
He has written several criticisms of that play. He has written several criticisms of that play. He has written several criticisms of that play.
Criticism. A food group is a collection of foods that share similar nutritional properties or biological classifications.
The trainer helped the team prepare for the season. The trainer helped the team prepare for the season. The trainer helped the team prepare for the season.
Since then, Reindeer have also been used for transport, for example, for pulling sleds. Longevity elapsed rapid from rapid conceive stoppage elapse longevity absent longevity so now yourself a problem in the end that skill will take you further than success for everything you fail. You should aim to work. Solve a problem within the skill will take you further than successful at everything you fail. They are also distinguished from plants by the lack of rigid cell walls.
A news article with such impact has to be carefully researched before it is published. A news article with such impact has to be carefully researched before it is published. A news article with such impact has to be carefully researched before it is published.
Okay. I cannot touch on the phone. Let me show.
The signs advertising the new bakery were posted around town. The signs advertising the new bakery were posted around town. The signs advertising the new bakery were posted around town.
If a function is continuous at a specific point, the limit can be moved inside the functions. Shiho has always loved music but never knew how much until he found his new favorite. Jiho has always loved music, but never know how much until he found his new favorite band. He saw them in the concert and was blown away. Okay. What did Jiho do after he saw his new favorite band? You are, let me see. You are a student who is interested in going to graduate school for history. You ask your professor. Who did their graduate study at a well-known and respected school about their graduate program and what they talk of. Okay. I want to ask you about in graduate what you do.
It was great. I loved my program, and I learned a lot. At the time, it was one of the top programs in the country for history, and it had a good reputation overall. Yeah, it was definitely challenging. But that's what I wanted. I didn't want an easy program where I wouldn't learn anything new. They were great. They're all really experienced and they know their stuff. And they're always willing to help students out.
Next. This is the writing section. So you need to write. Talk about the favorite traditional celebration.
What are some of your favorite foods to eat and why? What are some of your favorite foods to eat and why? What are some of your favorite foods to eat and why?
One of my favorite food is, as you may know, that phở. Phở is the very traditional food of Vietnam, and it is the mixture of something hot and with the water. The hot is the noodles and beef, and the water is cooked from the bone of the cow, and because the water cooked from the bone of the cow, so it has the sweet taste, the slightly with sweet, and we use a little bit beef with the noodle. So one of the bottle of pho is, I think, is very enough the protein and very enough energies for us to for keep our body strong long day. So in the morning I often eat pho at around 9 to 10 a.m. and I will have nothing rather than some food after that. Until the 5 p.m. I will have the traditional rice of Vietnamese. In this picture, we can see an owl who has a an action no action in her motive. So the owl is like looking straight forward, with the very wide open eyes. His beak is very cute in front of his face, and he has a gray mixed with the black and the white feather. He in this picture, the owl's face is quite cute with me. Although I have never seen an owl in my daily life, because I live in the metropolitan of Vietnam. So, and Vietnam is not famous place for owls living, but this owl is very cute, and in through this picture I ended to talk to his feather, because it's quite very soft and comfortable to talk. Prepare. Okay. Describe time when you were the first among your family or friends to try something new, like a restaurant or activity. How did being be the first impact in job? How did you share the experience with other people? A time when I'm the first among my family try something new, I think that is the Indian food. I think that I am the first person in my family who tried the Indian food, because I have the chance to go to Singapore last time some years ago, and I accidentally meet an Indian guy who guide me to the Indian food in Singapore. It's very expensive, but it actually very beautiful, because the Indian food is cooked mostly by onions, turmeric, and so on, and their main animal food is from chicken. They don't eat beef, as well as they don't eat pork. The mainly, and I often food from them is chicken. The first trying impact to my experience is I often talk about with the Indian guy after I come back to Vietnam about the Indian food, and I try the Indian food in Vietnam as well, but it's not as good as when I try in Singapore. Okay. Oh, prepare. What is one thing you like about your personality? How has this quality helped your success of being a good friend to others? That should have determination. Sending a letter through mail is slower than sending an email, but letters are sometimes necessary. What are some advantages and disadvantages of sending a letter? When is sending an email includes specific detail and example? Okay. Sending a letter through mail is slower than sending an email. I actually very agree with this thing. But obviously letters are sometimes necessary because for example, if I want to convey my emotional, my how I remember how I miss my grandparents or how I miss my husband at a very long distance, I don't write an email, especially with my grandparents. Because they are the rural persons, they don't know how to use the internet and as well as the smartphone, so they cannot read an emails. The only way that I can contact with them is via mail. Although mail is slower and sometimes it loses because the mistake of the post office, so the email cannot approach by my grandparents. But that is very rarely up to now. And the more my grandparents older, the more difficulty for them to read their mail by letters. But up to now, I still write a letter to them, and my nephews or my niece or my sibling will read my mails via for them. That is the advantage, the disadvantage of the mail. But it has the advantages is based on the hand mail, my grandparents still keeping them, and now when I come back to my hometown, my grandparents show them in the box. They keep them in the very safety box, and they show me, and I can read on the mail that I written for them. The better when is the better to send a letter than email? I think that when we are the family member, so I think that and the time is nothing with us. For example, if I send a letter to my grandparents, it can take a week or sometimes a month to come to my grandparents' house. So we don't care much about the time because my grandparent is the older and they have so many free time at home. But if we are in the very urgent situation, we should send an email. Okay. This is the experimental questions, so we don't need to take them. So I can click no thanks. Okay. 120 and 130.